Hi, this is Jeff Curto, and welcome to episode number 182 of Camera Position, the podcast about the creative side of photography. In some past episodes, we have talked a bit about alternate ways of distributing your work, alternate ways of getting your work out into the hands of people who might want to see it, and certainly out into the hands of people who you want to see it, even if they don't yet know that they want to see it. And I thought I would profile another method of pushing your work out there into the world, and that method is the zine. Z-I-N-E, the zine, short for magazine. I suppose in original parlance it was short for fanzine. This is a lo-fi method of reproducing your work, usually with color photocopy, that allows the work to get out there. It doesn't look like a fine art print. It doesn't look like a print-on-demand book in terms of that quality. So it's a lower quality product, but it has the advantage of being easy to assemble, easy to deal with, and cheap to make. So you can get your work out into the eyeballs of people who you want to have see the work. So I've been aware of zines for a long time, and in fact was made aware of a photographer named Allison Smith out of Texas who achieved some tremendous notoriety with her zines, and I'll put a link to her website on the cameraposition.com blog. And one of the things that I became aware of was that she was putting her work out with these zines, and the zines were selling out. And not only that, she was getting commercial work and fine art exhibitions from publication of this zine. Well, I heard about her a long time ago, and then I started getting in the mail from a former student every few months, his zine called Just Make Pictures. So let's talk a little bit about Just Make Pictures. So this is a product by a great former student of mine, Michael Jarecki. Michael is a great photographer, freelance photographer here in Chicago, and he does a wide variety of different kinds of work. And he started sending me his zine. And his zine was named the same name as his blog, which is Just Make Pictures. Now, those of you who are longtime listeners to Camera Position will know that, well, first of all, I'm kind of hoping that Michael maybe got the idea of Just Make Pictures by at least being in one or two of my classes and having me just say to students, that's the secret to this whole deal. Just make pictures. Keep making photographs, and the more photographs you make, the more you're able to express what you want to express and find your own style and your own way of approaching photography. So I don't know whether that's true or not, Michael, but I'm kind of hoping that at least some of that rubbed off from some of the classes. But I love the idea that his blog is called Just Make Pictures, and so is his zine. And what's interesting is that the blog and the zine are a kind of stream of consciousness of photographs that are related but loosely related. You'll see in some of the images that I've posted on the Camera Position blog page and in the PDF that there are some thematic ideas to the zine, Just Make Pictures. One of them was all about the world of professional wrestling. And he said that one sold out the fastest. Maybe it was the unique subculture that it was involved with. But this idea of getting these things out came from Michael's frustration with digital photography and the fact that he was never printing anything anymore. He was delivering files to clients instead of prints, and he wasn't selling fine art prints necessarily because he was working more commercially. And so he said, I wanted to share my work in print form, and I thought about keeping it simple and cost effective, and thought the photocopied printed zine would be fun. So that's why I started it. He went on to say in an email that he and I have exchanged a few emails, and he went on to say, I've sent it out to some clients and potential clients with some great feedback. And he plans on keeping up the publishing of the zine with new work projects as he photographs more, and it's been really fun to think about the layout of the photographs and just to be putting work out there in print form. Just to be putting work out there in print form. And I'll tell you what, whenever I open my mailbox and I find one of those clear plastic envelopes, Michael packages these things in clear plastic envelopes so that, and it's just a folded over 8.5 by 11 sheet stapled in the middle. And my guess is he gets them done at Kinko's or someplace like that. The quality is decidedly lo-fi, but at least I get to know what Michael's been up to. I get to see his vision. It usually prompts me to go to his website and see if he's got anything new up on his website, and to his blog, which is cleverly named the same name as the zine, Just Make Pictures. So he's thinking about how he can get his work in front of people who might be interested in seeing his photographs. And of course, I'm always interested in looking at photographs, and certainly very interested in looking at photographs from people that I've taught at some point in the past. So I really thank Michael for sending me these zines on a regular basis, and I collected up a bunch of them so I could do this podcast about them, because I think it's just a tremendously effective way of getting work out in front of people's eyeballs in a cost-effective fashion. And I'm sure that Michael has some interesting ideas about who he sends them to, certainly to former clients, certainly to people like me who he knows might be interested in what he's up to. And think about this idea. The idea of not necessarily having everything be perfect and exactly the way you want it to be, but think about the way that this method of producing a lo-fi publication and getting it out there in front of a bunch of people. And it's interesting to note, after emailing back and forth a little bit with Michael, he also sells these zines in a store that is dedicated to alternative publications here in Chicago, where he and I both live. And he also sells them online, and I'll link to the place where you can get his magazines or his zines online as well. So think about this method of using the art of the zine to get work out there in front of other people, and use that method to distribute your work and let other people know what you're up to. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time on the next episode of Camera Position, the podcast about the creative side of photography.